I've been watching a lot of videos lately from smaller YouTubers who are over 40, and the topics in their videos are why folks over 40 should start a YouTube channel. And they go to great lengths to record in really the most non-optimal scenarios, like I'm doing right now, where it's the morning and there's not a lot of good light. I'm using my AirPods, which are trash, and I'm moving around and I'm a little out of breath. So not ideal, of course, but they're proving the point that it doesn't matter what your setup looks like or how good your lighting is, and all of the stuff that, you know, when you watch these YouTube gurus who've been around for a while, they'll stress the importance of high quality and production value, and there's a lot of truth to that, but content is king, so they say. And the messages that these folks are conveying in their videos are really, I think, hitting home for a lot of people, and they come off as really authentic and really genuine. And I think that's why for their channels of their size, they're getting a disproportionate amount of views on those videos. I thought I would throw my hat in the ring and just talk about my experience as someone who's over 40 and who's diving into this YouTube thing without really knowing what the hell he's doing, and how I'm overcoming some of the fears of starting and what it's like. I think there's probably a good amount of people out there of any age group who are interested in this medium, in this forum, in this way of expressing yourselves and flexing that creativity muscle, who are just really on the fence, who don't want to do it, who are scared to take the plunge. And I get it. I'm there right now. So I want to assure people that it's possible, and it doesn't have to be that scary. And it really boils down to not overthinking your video and not overthinking the production, and just maybe even initially, because your first videos don't matter, is just kind of wing it and just see what comes out. And if anything, you don't post it. But if it's halfway decent, post it. And if you don't, it's cathartic. It's for you. It's like journaling for the day. Yeah, so find a topic that you're interested in, something that you're passionate about, something that you want to explore intellectually or emotionally, and try to pull your guard down and try to just let it come out naturally. And what I'm doing right now is a little uncomfortable for me. I'm walking around my neighborhood, and it's a little bit weird for me to kind of try to keep my train of thought talking out loud in public while other people are walking by that could potentially hear what I have to say. I don't know, it's a weird fear, right? But it's valid, and it's helpful to identify it. If you can label it, then you can look at it from a distance, and then it doesn't have to affect you. So for those of you over 40 especially, if you're looking for a career change, or maybe you're looking for a side hustle or a new hobby, I mean, this is a great thing to explore. There's so much to learn, and there's something to be said about putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. I think you can learn so much about yourself, things that you may not have known over the last 40 plus years about yourself, that are there somewhere buried deep down, that you can pull out and show the world, like, this is a part of me. And that's very liberating. And then alternatively, if you think of this as a skill building exercise as well, talking to a camera is not a natural state of being. So it's a good thing to practice and just see how it is to have a stream of consciousness, and how to just articulate your thoughts and feelings unabridged, really without any judgment or without your guard being up. And that in of itself is an experience. And then beyond that, it's like you decide you want to build a studio at home. The research, the acquisition of gear, that's a skill in of itself. The utilization of that gear, optimization of it. And then there's the editing, the software that's involved, the curation of branded assets and social media and SEO. Like, all of that stuff is an entirely new skill that a lot of people might not have. And it's an interesting world to get into. And even if this doesn't become a full-time career, I'm sure there's still overlap with your current 9-to-5 where you can apply some of these skills. I want to call out too, there's some creators who I found within the last 2 weeks, and these are the guys that really got me fired up and inspired to post. I called out Rob the Maritimer in one of my previous videos. Creator over 40, he's just winging it. And I love it. He's just going for it. No fear. I mean, I'm sure there's fear, but he's pushing through it. And then there's the guys at Live Video School. I think that's their channel. Same thing. They're showing exactly what it's like to just record low budget and to have something to say. And they're getting views. And then there's, I forget her name. She has a channel called My Monetization Journey. She's got like 5 videos up at the time of this recording. She's over 40, and she's just doing it. It's so interesting to watch and to see her progression as well, like going from not great quality like this to her last video is like pretty decent. She's doing some editing, she's got some sound effects, she's doing a tutorial on how to do a screen share with a talking head caption at the bottom. I'm like, this is great. She's learning new skills, she's sharing her new skills, she's doing all the right things. And then there was one more, I think it's like Alexa something, and she's actually the one that inspired this video because she posted a video recently about her being on a walk, again, to demonstrate that you don't have to have a fancy setup and that you can do it literally anywhere and anytime, and you can just get your thoughts out. And that's really the point, because sometimes just talking is freeing, and sometimes people just want to hear other people's train of thought because they want to know that they're not alone, and they want to know that other people are going through what they're going through, and they're looking for encouragement and inspiration and a reason to get started. And yeah, I got to give these folks credit because they're the ones taking risks, and they're the ones being vulnerable, and these videos, for all they know, could fall flat on their face, and that would be a resounding "this is not valuable" message that they could be receiving from their audience. The good news is, at least for some of these folks, they are getting the affirmation, and I think it's encouraging for them, and it's encouraging for me. So even if this one gets no views, that's fine. My channel's still really new. I don't suspect anyone will see this. At least I'm getting my steps in. So, and I hope I don't get hit by a car. So this was supposed to be my morning vlog where I talk for like 2 to 4 minutes and that's it. But it turned into what could be just a random video I post on my channel. Again, with the target audience of those who are thinking about this YouTube thing and are maybe a little bit scared to get started. Procrastinators, overthinkers, people who are worried about their hardware and their setup, and maybe people who are older too, who are, you know, scared to take a risk because this is something so unfamiliar and so uncomfortable. This video is for you, and I hope you follow in our footsteps and you lace up your shoes, get the hell outside, put on some headphones with a mic, and just start talking to your stupid phone for 10 minutes and see what comes out. And if you like it, or even if you don't like it, post it. Think about what your message will be. Talk to somebody in your audience. Who's that one person in your audience that needs to hear from you the most? You have something really important to say, and they really need to hear it. I mean, there may be people who can't even get out of bed because they're so distraught or so depressed, or they have no direction, they're rudderless, and they're just kind of on their phone killing time. And maybe they see your video, maybe it encourages them to put their pants on and go out for a walk and rethink their day. And that's a pretty profound thing. So don't underestimate your impact. Don't underestimate what people need. People need people. And they need to know that we're all in this together. So if you're over 40, let's put a hashtag over 40 in the comments. And if this helped encourage you to record a video, I'd love to hear from you. And if this kind of content is valuable in any way, I hope to post more of these unscripted sort of vlogs, if you want to call it that. I'll be doing this maybe in addition to the more structured, better produced videos where I'm hoping to be informative and educational and do tutorials and things like that. So if that's of interest to you, feel free to subscribe. And as always, I appreciate if you've made it this far. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.